Hello and welcome back to A Splash of Paint. Let's get straight down to business and cross over to versatile SAA artist Paul Beattie, who is poised with a spoonful of acrylic to add the finishing touches to his misty mountain scene in the concluding part of today's Try Your Hand At project.
Earlier on in the program, you saw me get to this point in the paint, so we'll just continue from there. Okay, I'm just going to get some white again, and just a very minute speck, very small amount indeed, of the phthalo green. Okay, just going to mix it in with the white, get a nice light colour, and we're just going to add a little bit, just a small amount in here, just to the base of this mountain. Don't need too much. That's a little bit too green. I'll add a little bit more white. Hang on. Clean the spoon first so I don't get it in the white. There you go. I'm just going to add some in here and just scrape it on the canvas. Just keep into the bottom line of this already created mountain. Just give it another clean. Don't want to get that in the white. That's the last thing you want. There you go. I've just added pure white to it this time. I'm just going to lighten that green slightly, just to blend it in a bit more. That's it. I will come in with some light blue as well here, just to blend it in with that mountain ledge, or the base of the mountain. Sorry. Otherwise it might look a little bit too harsh in contrast. So here we go again. I've cleaned the spoon, get some more white and some of the ultramarine blue, and I'm just going to dab that in the edge of this this mist, and then we'll blend it together now. There we go. So I'm just going to come in here and just kind of first blend downwards into the green mist colour, and then once you've blended and mixed downwards, then you can just blend it out slightly back up into the mountain. Just clean your spoon after you've gone down, blend it downwards and go back up. There you go. And it just blends nicely then into the natural colours of the mountain. There you go. Don't worry about the base of where you're working. That doesn't matter. You know, I mean, you haven't even got to that point yet. You're just working above that. So just let that blend. If you see that you got a little bit too much white in it, you just come in and add a little bit more blue, just to blend it in slightly. I've just used some raw ultramarine blue straight onto the canvas there, just to mix in. That's about right there. Okay, I'm going to come in now. I'm going to get some quite a bit of the titanium white, and we're just going to create a basic. Just going to create a basic hillside. Bring that up there like that slightly. I'm letting it mix with the mist colours and the blues. I'm just going to create a basic hillside. Just one of the ledges coming out from this mountain over here. You can't really see it, but it's there. Believe me, it is there. There you go. Just bring this paint down. And then start adding some blue in there just for some light and shadow. There you go, it's a bit much, but we can always blend that down, don't worry about that. Right. And what we're going to do here is we're going to blend that all in very nicely, and then we're going to add a bit of a tree line coming down the side of that mountain. There you go. See, just by pulling paint, you are creating so much detail. Just got to remember the directional light again. The light's coming this way, so you're going to be a bit lighter here and maybe a little bit darker on that side over there. Some white in there. Create some more highlight. When you've got it on, just pull it down. Just pull it across and down. Just creating those hills on the edge of this ridge sticking out of this other mountain. There you go. That's a little bit too blue in that one, so let's come in with the white. I'm just basically covering the canvas up now, just to give it a base of wet paint to work into. And I'm getting lighter as I come towards the bottom because there's more light hitting that area. Adds a bit more balance to the actual painting, a little bit more realism. When you consider you're doing this with a spoon, the detail you're actually getting out of it is quite good, you know, considering you're just using a flat spoon or a rounded spoon to create it. There you go. So that's nice and wet in there now. Got some nice wet paint to work with. I love acrylics and blending wet and wet. It's such a beautiful medium to use. I've been using it for many years now, and I use oils and other colours, other mediums as well, oils, watercolours, but by far acrylics is my favourite. Okay, we got some nice wet canvas there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a mix. Just blend that in slightly up the top there. I'm going to create a mix in a second, and it's going to be for there you go, not too bad. It's going to be a mix for basic tree line. So I'm going to get some blue, ultramarine blue, and get some yellow ochre. I'll just mix that together, get a bit more blue, a bit more yellow ochre. And even though I'm mixing a nice green here, I find ultramarine blue and yellow ochre mix a beautiful tree colour for mountains, evergreen trees, you know, fir trees and so forth. I think the colour is absolutely superb. Now I've created that mix, which is just a nice basic green colour. Now what I'm going to do to that is I'm going to add some of the sky colour to that. And the reason why I'm doing that is because you add the sky colour to the green, and it's going to make the trees seem a lot more distant. They'll be a lot further back in the work. You can see the distance in the work when it's done. And make sure you get enough in there. Don't worry about it looking bluish. There's no problem whatsoever. Get a nice mix. There you go, that's a nice light mix. All I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to make the representation of a few trees here and there, the tree line. So I'll come in and I'll just run that green just across the ledge there. Okay, now I've got that green, and all I'm going to do with a clean spoon is I'm going to come in and I'm just going to gently, you don't want too big because they're so far away, but gently just making some little teeny marks on the edge there. Just tap, 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 tap. That's all you have to do. Because we're just doing the impression here. We're not trying to get individual trees and all the detail of the needles or anything like that. This is a very distant tree line. Okay? And now you've got that there. It just makes the representation of that forest and that tree line. So you can come in, you can get a little bit more of the white, and you can just come in over the bottom of it. You can just blend it in. You can just blend that right in where you can see the tree line stops and the snow line begins. Okay. And then now you can come back into the same colour, and you can maybe bring some more trees. Maybe bring them coming down here. Add a little bit more blue, just to darken that green slightly. Yeah, and a little touch of the yellow as well, yellow ochre. There you go. And don't forget, when you're working with acrylics, you've got to be careful. Don't go over this snow line, because you need it there for depth. But you've got to be careful, because if you get this acrylic on your clothes and it dries, I don't think you'll ever get it out. I've never managed to myself. I painted backs of denim jackets with designs and stuff, and washed them I don't know how many times in washing machines, and the paint's there for good, really. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay, I've just come in with this basic colour, a little bit darker than the one in the background. I might just add a little bit more blue into it. There you go. And all I'm going to do again is I'm going to do the same dragging method, tap, tap, but I'm making it a little bit longer and bigger. Don't do every one exactly spaced out, just stagger it and let it look more natural, because you don't, in the forest or the mountains, you don't get all the trees planted exactly 2 foot apart or whatever the case may be. It's always different. So now I've done that, I've just created, and see, it's quite simple. It's just a couple of drags with a spoon. Just coming in now, getting a little bit more of the blue, a little bit more of the yellow ochre, creating a little bit darker green. There you go, that's a nice colour. Just getting that there, and I'm just going to come in here in front again, just where I've come down below. Whoops, there we go. And I'm just going to do the same again. As you can see, I'm just working to the bottom of that line where I just worked. And that's it. I'm letting all the paint mix naturally. I'm not worried about the detail, because the paint's doing it for me. All I'm doing is making a couple of different colour mixes and a few nicks here and there. So that's it. Now I'm just going to bring these up a bit more. They're a bit closer in the foreground. So your treetops will show up a bit more. They're a little bit longer. And it's just a basic representation of some forest in the mountains, a misty mountain forest scene. And yeah, I think that's coming on quite nicely. So I'll just add now. I'll add some blue and some white again. Ultramarine blue, titanium white, soft body, Liquitex acrylics, the best for working with spoons. And I'm just going to come in here now, just down the bottom. I've mixed the blue to come in the bottom, and now I'll come in with some pure white, well, close to, and I'll mix that in as well. I'm just showing a little bit of shadow here with the blues. In fact, I need a little bit more titanium white. Have I got the right one? Yep. There we go. A little bit more titanium white. Here we go. In we come. Just blend that all in together. Don't forget the light's coming this way. So there you go. Just bring that straight across the bottom. Try not to get the green too far across the snow line. There you go. Just like that. Just like so. Okay. And what I will do, just as an added touch, is I'll just come in and I'll use this part of the spoon again, and I'll just get a little dab, just by gently touching paint. Just getting a little fine line of white paint again, and I'm just, for that added touch, just going to come in and just do the odd touch to represent a little bit of snow on some of these trees. Not all of them, just the odd one here and there, but make sure you kind of keep it to the tree lines you have there already, the trees you've already incorporated. There you go. I'll just have to blend this in a little bit. It's a little bit too sporadic for the foreground, a little bit too confusing, so I'll get some more whites in here and make some more definite snow lines, different ledges, snow lines. There you go. And as the paint mixes, even if you've got pure white on your spoon, if you're going over a wet colour, it will pick that up, so even the white underneath won't come through because it's got mixed paint on it. So just make sure you clean your spoon regular. There you go, how's that? That's about it, I think. Let's have a look. Just do, yeah. I'll just, because I got another minute here, I will just add a very small rock, or a big rock, as it be in the mountains, but a small rock in the foreground, just to add that little bit of detail. There you go. I mixed a nice grey black with the brown and the burnt umber and the ultramarine blue, and then I'm just going to add a touch of white to it, and just come in here and maybe just put a bit of a rock in there or something. There's one there, maybe one over here. There you go. All I did is loaded the side of the spoon and just added it to it. Simple as that. Get some of the green, maybe a tree or two here just sticking out the bottom. And I'm just working the side of the spoon here just to create almost the just the shape of a fir tree, really. It just helps create that by using the side of the spoon and just moving that paint, just dabbing it. I'm not really applying the paint, I'm just using the paint that's already on the canvas. So there's our finished picture. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I'll see you again soon.
Thanks, Paul. Absolutely brilliant project, packed with detail, creativity and fun. Okay, it's time for our final break, but join us in part 4 when experimental artist Alison Board shares her top 5 tips for applying masking fluid to achieve some spectacular, detailed results. We'll see you soon.